Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name's David, and today I'm going to teach you how to play medium. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here. Got another board game for you. Gonna have game week this week. Normally on Magic Orthodoxy, I review magic tricks and I review decks of playing cards. So if you like playing cards, I've done some reviews for just decks of cards. I've done reviews for tarot cards. I've done reviews for cartomancy. And so you can check all those out on my channel. And I picked up medium, well, because it's got a mind reader on the front and it says mind reading game. And I review mentalism as well. I'm really big into mind reading and mentalism. And so I also love board games. So I thought, you know what? This combines my two favorite things. And I really wanted to see what was inside. And so we're doing game week all week, every single day. I'm going to teach you how to play a new game. And let's break this open and check it out. All right, we're going to look at medium from Greater Than Games. You can see that it's in a pretty tall box, has a really tall profile. Right there at the bottom, it says it's from 2 to 8 players. And it's about a 30 to a 45-minute game. And there's just some really bright, beautiful graphics on the back. And we're going to take a look inside, and I'm going to show you exactly what to do. Okay? So, first of all, you'll have your instruction sheet, but you don't need that for now because you got me. Second, you're going to see a bunch of sectioned off cards. Okay? So this is your draw pile. Okay, and it's already broken up for you. And each one of these divider tabs is numbered, which is really helpful, and we'll get back to that. This is just a spacer. And then over here, these are all your point tally chips. So let's talk about building your draw pile. And right here, you're gonna see where each one of these tabs is individually numbered. That just tells you that this stack of cards goes in the one slot. And that's helpful for after the game when you're doing cleanup. You're gonna unshuffle your draw pile and separate all the cards back out into their respective sections. And you can see from this card right here that it came from the one pile. Now we said the game is for 2 to 8 players, and that is true. It could be played with an even number of players, and that could be a faster game if everyone had a designated partner. You don't need designated partners. You could play with an odd amount of people. So what you'll do is you'll count up how many people are in your game. So let's say we're going to do a standard game with 4 people. All right. What you do then is you grab 3 of these stacks. So you're always going to draw 1 less stack than you have players. And the reality is you can draw from any pile. So you could pull stacks 1, 2, and 3, or you could pull stacks 4, 5, and 6, or you could pull stacks 2, 7, and 9. It's up to you. Now you're also going to need one other thing. If you go all the way to the back and look in the most rear pile, you'll find 3 cards that are a little different, and these are your cracked crystal balls. And you'll need to pull those out for gameplay as well. So right when you start, you have 1 less draw pile than you need for the amount of players you have. So again, we have 4 players, so we have 3 piles. This is pile 1, 2, and 3. I've got my 3 cracked crystal balls, and I've got my tokens turned face down in the center. Now the next thing you're gonna do is you're going to stack your piles together, and you're gonna shuffle all these cards together. So again, however many stacks you've used, you're gonna shuffle everything together. Everything is going to be shuffled together. So if you have 5 draw stacks, you're going to shuffle all 5 together into one giant pile. Then you're going to take your tall pile and then separate it back into thirds. So it's just a coincidence that we had 3 to begin with, and we're going to end with 3. But let's say you started with 6 piles, you're still going to end at this point with 3. However many stacks you take from the beginning, you shuffle them together and then make 3 piles. You're then going to take your 3 cracked crystal ball cards, and you're going to shuffle those into one of the stacks. So something like this, right? The cracked crystal balls will be shuffled somewhere in the pile. And what they do is they serve as the timer of the game. When the first crystal ball is drawn, you know that you're getting close to the end of the game. Second, you know there's only 1 left. And then when you draw your 3rd crystal ball, everyone's going to play one last final hand and the game is over. So one of the interesting things about this game is these mind meld tokens, and this is how you score. All right, and you can see that there's 3 different levels of scoring. There's 5 and 6, which is your high score, your 3 and 4, which is your medium score, and your 1 and 2, which is your lowest score. Now, these will all be in the center of the table for everyone to be able to draw from. And to keep it interesting, they'll all be turned upside down like this. So when it's your turn to draw one of these, you won't know your score. You won't know your points. You won't know, for instance, if this is a 3 until the end of the game when you turn it over. Also notice at the top that there's some Roman numerals. It says 2, so you know that you would draw this on your second attempt. You would draw this on your first attempt. You would draw these on your third attempt. Now you're going to reassemble the draw pile with the bottommost stack being the one that has the cracked crystal balls. You're going to deal 6 cards to every player. At the end of your turn, you will always redraw to 6. So these are the cards that are in my hand. I have Antarctica, Melt, Fireworks, Muscle, Heart, and Ski. What I'm going to do at this point, if it's my turn, I'm going to lay 1 card face up on the table, and the rest of the cards will be hidden in my hand. So this will be the card that I let everybody see, and I will name it out loud. I will lay my card down and I will say Muscle. Now, you always play with the person on your left. So whoever is sitting next to you, you're always going to play with the person on your left. That's why you don't need an even number of players. The person on my left will then go through their cards, and they will try to find a card that they believe they can find the medium with me without using any words. So I'll give you an example. So let's say the person on my left puts down the word cough, and they say it out loud, cough. We then stare into each other's eyes, take a deep breath, and then we count down from 3. 3, 2, 1, and then we both say a word out loud, a new word that we think the other person is thinking. That is the medium between cough and muscle. So maybe I'm thinking of the word throat, right? So the cough muscle maybe is the throat, okay? Or neck, right? And so we say 3, 2, 1, and then one person says throat and one person says neck. Well, at that point, you can ask the group, right? You can ask the group, is that the same word? Do you guys think that's the same word? Is that close enough? They could say yes, they could say no, it's up to you. But let's say you both said throat, okay? You both said throat. That means you got it on the first try. You will then take one of the tokens that says you got it on the first try, and you place this token between the 2 of you. So between you and the person on your left, you'll place this token. And that's how you score. But let's say we didn't get it right. Let's say I shouted out throat, and she shouted out sick. Okay, she shouted out sick because of cough. Okay. Now we have a second chance to find a new medium. But we're not going to use these 2 words, okay? These 2 words are forgotten. Now we're going to use the word throat and sick. Those are the 2 new words we came up with. So now we have to find a new medium. So we stare into each other's eyes and count back down from 1. 3, 2, 1. And then we both say cold, because throat sick would probably be the common cold. And now if we both got it right, we would take one of the scoring tokens from the 2 pile. And we would place this token between us. And notice at this point, we just pulled a score of 3. But we don't know that because we're going to leave it face down until it's time to score. Now, let's say we got it wrong the second time. You'll do the same thing. You'll use the 2 new words that you just came up with, the 2 new words, and then try to find a medium again. If you're able to find the connection, of course, you'll draw the 3 token. But if you didn't find a connection, these cards just go in the discard pile, you redraw to 6, and then you pass to the next person. And that's how you play medium. Turns will go around the circle, and then one by one, you will start to draw the crystal balls, and that'll tell you the time of your game is drawing near. Until you reach the last crystal ball, you play 1 more round, making sure everyone's had a chance to play, and then the game is over. At that point, you're going to total up the points on your left and the points on your right. and you will add those two numbers together, and that is your total score. Person with the highest total score wins the game. Okay, so I mentioned that you could play this with designated partners. Let's say you're playing with a person across from you, okay? This would be a faster game because then these two would play around, and then these two, and then these two. See how it would go back and forth a lot faster instead of having to wait for your turn to come back around. So if you played from across the table like this, well then you would just draw tokens to one player, right? One of your players would just draw the tokens, you would add those up and then total them. And that would be a much faster way to play if everyone had a designated partner. But I would also like to point out that it does say it's a party game. And so sometimes party games don't need points. You don't need points. This game could be totally fun without points. If you didn't want to bring points into this and do, attempts 1, 2, and 3, you don't have to, right? You could make this a much faster game and just go around in circles and just laugh and just have fun and leave points out of it. All right, and that's it. I hope I've introduced you to a new game or helped you learn how to play Medium. And if that's the case, do me a favor, hit like, hit subscribe, and hit follow so that you can find all my other game tutorials. You should be able to pick up Medium on eBay or wherever your favorite board games are sold. Thanks. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hey, would you like to learn a magic trick? You would? Did you know I have a second channel? That's right. I have a second channel where I teach beginning level magic tricks. Magic Channel Card Tricks is a place that you can go to learn tricks with ordinary items you can find around the house. Paper clips, rubber bands, pens, and of course, decks of cards. I teach beginning level card tricks, simple card tricks, simple card forces that anybody could learn. I also review magic kits. So if you go buy a magic kit from the store, your local Walmart or Target, or you get a magic kit for Christmas, I'll go over exactly what's inside. And I'll even teach you how to perform with some of those tricks that you get inside those kits. Plus, I'm even gonna give you video instruction to very simple, very inexpensive tricks that you can pick up at your favorite magic store. Sometimes you get those tricks and the instructions are just on a tiny little piece of typewritten paper and you have no idea how to do that trick. Don't throw that trick away. Don't put it in a box. Come back to Magic Channel Card Tricks and I will teach you how to use that trick as well. Or maybe you're not a beginner. Maybe you're not a beginner, but maybe you have a niece or a nephew or a little brother or sister that you could share this channel with them. This is a great, safe place, kid-friendly, where they can learn beginning level magic. Make sure you head on over to Magic Channel Card Tricks, give my videos a like, subscribe to that channel. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for being a part of Magic Orthodoxy.